JJ and Will have been a pretty controversial couple on the internet so far, but their relationship is essential to Criminal Minds. Why? Well, that's because JJ will always need someone to take care of. Notice how Dr. Spencer Reed's one of the agents missing from Criminal Minds Evolution? He's been in every season of the show, so his absence makes it feel like something's missing. It's also changed how the group works together. Jennifer JJ Giroux was one of Reed's closest confidants for the whole time the show's been on because she and Reed have worked on hundreds of cases together. Reed had romantic feelings for JJ in the past, which turned into a strong friendship.
Of the love in the world couldn't save me.
JJ and her husband, Will, even made Reed the godfather of their son, Henry. Because of this friendship, JJ became one of the most likable characters on Criminal Minds. Her caring and compassionate sides been given a chance to shine. This gave her a chance to develop her character in a different way. And now that Reed's gone, a question's raised. Can JJ still show this part of who she is? It's not that she isn't a strong character, but let's be real, she'll always need someone to take care of, and that's where Will comes in. Also, you just can't get rid of this guy. Will is a very important part of JJ's story. Since I first saw Will LeMontagne on season 2, he's been a recurring character. I've seen how his relationship with JJ grew and eventually became a family, but he hasn't been on the show often. Since he's only been in a few episodes, it was hard to know how important he was to JJ. With Evolution, that changed. Will's appeared in every episode of this season so far, giving me more of an insight into one of the show's most stable relationships.
You were missing sooner. So sorry. I know things between the two of us have been kind of weird.
Times are seemingly tough for the loved-up couple, with numerous instances pointing to a lack of alone time between the two. Because of JJ's work, unplanned meetings, and their kids, JJ and Will are spending less and less time alone together. This could cause a rift in their relationship. But this shows that she's passionate and determined outside of her BAU job. She's now determined to spend time with Will, which shows how much she cares about him. No one's ever doubted that JJ is dedicated to her job and wants to do the best she can.
Makes you wish you could go back in time and make sure you made the right choices.
Even if it means putting her own life at risk. But now that Will's in her life, you can also see this in her personal life. This adds another layer to her personality and shows what kind of person she is. And it isn't the only way Will's used for adding more layers to JJ's character. Will's story about his health gives JJ's story another way to go. He's now being used to building up JJ's character by making her worry that he might have a serious illness. Both Will and JJ are very worried about this, but it seems to be affecting JJ much more than Will. He seems less shocked and more accepting of the news.
Today to bring her home. Crazy.
What's a BFF?
Best friend forever.
Should I go with you?
No, you.
While JJ shows signs of panic that aren't like him. She used to keep her cool, even in stressful situations. But the thought of her husband having health problems seems to be the last straw. I don't see any of the show's characters do this very often. Even though some cases can get personal and emotions run high, our agents can usually turn off their feelings and focus on the job. Reed's been a way for JJ to show this side of herself.
And the Eiffel Tower, and the best part of all was that on the flight back, Mom walked me through every moment of it. I didn't have to prompt her.
Caseload?
Lewis is gonna be sorry she missed you.
That's why a storyline like this one with Will is important when Reed isn't around to show off JJ's full personality. Stress isn't all that JJ experiences through her husband, though. Will's presence in this show also made JJ finally show fear. After talking about Will's health problems and how important it was to be more honest with each other, the couple decided that JJ would call Will if she thought she was in a dangerous situation. This deal was implemented in the mid-season finale when JJ called Will before going to check out a strange shipping container.
It's incredibly detailed.
Yeah, Detective Matt Spicer and his partner are the go-to guys for robbery homicide. Central Bureau, Newton Division, busiest in LA.
Agents have often shown that they're worried, but they rarely show that they're afraid. Again, this is because of JJ's marriage. When working as a team, everyone's in and about the same boat, and this kind of reaction's never shown in a professional setting. But because of the deal she made with Will, JJ takes a moment to think about how she feels. This showed me that she has the same feelings as everyone else. Let's be real, she's already become one of the most complicated characters because of her history with Reed and Will's growing role in the show. I've seen snippets of all the BAU agents' personal lives, but no one's developed as complex a personality as JJ, and that has to be because of the other people in her life. It's always interesting to see what's going on in her personal life, and the fact that Will's been a regular on the rebooted series is a huge plus, and his presence is very welcome. He might be important to her character development, but not everyone likes this guy. Fans just don't like having a romantic storyline at the center. Unlike other shows, Criminal Minds spends most of its 15 seasons avoiding relationships between the main characters on different teams. Instead, the team's partners are mostly unimportant characters. This has its benefits, but it also makes everyone less invested in these rarely seen, less developed characters. Even Will was totally off the screen, even though he's been on the BAU for a long time. He shows up properly when she gets pregnant, and Will decides to move across the country to help raise the baby. JJ declines his season 3 proposal until several seasons later when he nearly dies and they get married.
Nothing's happening.
JJ's only other romantic storyline was the one with Spencer Reed. In the first season, they try to go on a date, but it doesn't go anywhere. It's not until the 14th season that she says she's always loved Reed. But even then, people had mostly bad things to say about it. While some still wanted JJ and Reed to get together and others wanted her to date Emily, few were interested in her marriage to Will. It's not just about the romance between coworkers, though. It's also about the character himself and their relationship dynamic. Will's got good qualities, but he and JJ don't get along well. From what I saw on Reddit, most fans have found Will annoying.
Well, if anything should happen to us, it's up to you and Garcia to make sure this boy gets into Yale.
Yale.
And thought he gave off a weird vibe, but they also didn't like JJ being with Reed, so I'm starting to think they just don't like romance. Some people even complained about his southern accent being hard to understand. It's not like they'll deny that he's a good husband, though. One user said that he's a pretty great guy to JJ, but he's just boring. Will just can't catch a break. Fans have a problem with him being too good of a husband and a father, too. It's not entirely about Will, though. JJ doesn't seem to prioritize him that much on screen either, so that probably plays a part in how everyone feels about this character. And if you look at his screen time, Will only had 18 episodes compared to JJ's 302, so everyone might have needed more time to get to know him. Still, that might not be enough to make some people like him if you look at online opinions. And that's it for JJ and Will and their controversial love story. See you in the next video.